Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hidden Brick, where today we're going to build this Lego DC Universe superhero set. This is the Batcave, set number 6860, 689 pieces and 5 minifigures. Batman, Bruce Wayne, Robin, Bane, and Poison Ivy. So let's go ahead and bust this open, break the seal, see what we have in here. So we have our instruction books inside of a separate bag with a cardboard backing that helped it from being all damaged in the box. So that's always nice. Got a pretty big sticker sheet in there. And of course we have bag number 2, a bag number 4, a bag number 5, an unnumbered bag of large pieces, bag 3, and last but not least, bag 1. So let's go ahead and get into this build right now. Alright, so here we go. We're going to start with bag number 1. Because that's what every normal person does anyway. It starts with the first bag. And of course we're also going to start with instruction book number 1. And it looks like bag 1 is going to build a little motorcycle and some sort of mining equipment. So we'll kind of move some of the big pieces off to the side. This set does come with a brick separator. So add that to my collection of, I don't know, I probably have about 60 of them right now. I'm going to do the small bags off to the side, keeping them in a pile by themselves based on what bag they came in. That way the pieces are easier to find. Alright, so we always start with the minifigures, because that's the first part of the instruction book. I guess you don't have to start with them, but makes the most sense. And Batman's cape comes sealed up in this little cardboard box. It comes with 2 in there, a black and a blue one. We'll go ahead and use the blue one because the black one I think is for Robin. Which Robin did not come in this bag, he's in a separate bag. So we'll save it for later whenever we get to him. And Batman's mask. And this Batman figure is not new at all. So, I mean, he's one of the more popular DC Comics character. So there's plenty of Lego sets that have some variation of Batman in them. And this variation is not a rare one at all. So here we have Bane. He's one of the villains. And he is shown in the instruction book with a stick of dynamite. So there's our Batman and Bane. The first thing we're going to build is the little bat motorcycle. So let's get that going. Start with the plate. A couple of modified bricks with Technic pins on them. A couple of Technic bricks with axle holes. See the axle hole right there on the side. And then 2 more of the modified bricks with Technic pins on them. Top that off with another plate. That's the beginnings of our motorcycle. Does it look like a motorcycle yet? No, not really. Actually, not at all. But it'll get there. Right, next is some more Technic pieces. This goes in that axle hole brick that we put in. So we slide that all the way through and connect one more of those axle connectors on the end. Next is a couple of 5 long black Technic beams with some non-friction pins on the ends. And we'll go ahead and put the tires on now and the wheels. One, where's the other tire at? Oh, it's a big tire. So there's a low profile tire on the front and a larger profile. So you can see this tire is a little bit fatter than this one. They fit on the same wheel. It's the same yellow wheel, but a fatter, larger profile tire. A couple more non-friction Technic pins and 2 more of these Technic beams to finish that off. So that's, now it already looks like a motorcycle. It's usually not till the end when you start putting on the wheels and tires does it not look like a motorcycle, but since we got those on already, it is pretty much already taken the shape of the motorcycle. So now we're just going to add all the body details and it'll be done. Simple enough, right? And this is a set that I'm probably not going to keep together, so I don't think that I'll be putting stickers on it. I have a pretty loose rule of if I know I'm going to keep the set together for a long time, I usually do put the stickers on it. But if I know I'm going to disassemble the set, then I usually won't put the stickers on. And the reason why is when I disassemble a set, I typically use the pieces for my own creations. So it's hard to use a stickered piece in your own creation unless you're building a Batman specific creation. So with so many stickers that are on this set, I'm probably not going to mess with the sticker sheet. Alright, so that is it for this motorcycle. Check that out. That was real quick. Once we got the wheels on and we kind of got the body pieces going, it was done. So Batman can sit in there. There you go. Alright, so the next little build that we're going to do in this bag number 1 is the little mining driller piece of equipment. So we We'll start with some Technic bricks on some plates. See the holes in the side? That's what makes it a Technic brick. And we have these non-friction Technic pins with the axle on one side. It's half non-friction pin, half axle. Some white inverted slopes. And this is a little gearbox that we're going to drop in there. So you can see the way that this works is there's some slots in here. You can see it good right there. So slots on those two sides, and then you see little curved indentations right there. And there's one on the other side over here. So that's where you can drop in some bevel gears. So we'll go ahead and snap the gearbox in. Just like that, and we drop one of these little bevel gears right inside that slot. You can see it slides right in there just perfectly. Now we will slide a axle all the way through, so it went through that bevel gear as well. So now you can see when I turn that axle, that bevel gear inside the gearbox is turning as well. Alright, so we'll come back to that in a second. Let's put in some plates. These plates will help. You can see this plate is going to cover up that part of the gearbox. So it's going to help hold it in there, prevent it from torquing out whenever there's some turning of that gear. Now we have the other bevel gear with a short axle. And this one, the way this gearbox is designed, you can have a gear on this side over here, on this side over here, or on the top. So you can see that on the top. And when I turn it, you can see that axle on the side is also turning. So it's an actually really great designed little gearbox. So what we'll do is we'll stick this axle through the center hole of this Technic plate, and then when we connect to that plate right on top, you can see that axle is now holding that gear, which is interlocking with the first gear that we already put in. So that gets our little turning action. So we turn this axle, and the axle pointing up turns. Some simple little techniques that are really fun. That's why I like Technic so much. Is you can just add a couple little pieces and you have a lot of stuff moving. It's really cool. Little half bushing. some modified plates with a little bar on the side. Then we have another Technic axle. This is an axle with a stop. And we have this other little bevel gear. And then we will slide that whole piece through this Technic brick and attach it right there. Okay, so that's not interlocking with anything just yet until we add this larger beveled gear on there. So now remember, this piece, when we turned it, it turned that axle that was pointing straight up. You can see it turning. So when I put this gear on that axle, this gear is going to then turn. But if you also notice, what it did is it now interlocked with this other black gear that we put on there. So it's going to turn, and then it's going to turn that piece right there. So we've got a, see, now it's turning this up here, or vice versa. When I turn this one, see, it turns that. So our power input is here, going through, up, over, out here. And that is Technic for you. That is Lego Technic. Okay. So we'll cover that entire gearbox up with this big piece. And we will continue to build on this. This will help hold everything together. Alright, so here's the end of our drivetrain, basically. When we turn that, all the power is coming out here. So we're going to put on this little toothed gear with a red bushing. And then this little drilling piece, you can see it's got a little gear groove right in here, and it's going to connect right to this gear that we just put on there. We'll just slide that in there. There it goes. Actually does snap on. Alright. So there's our driller. So turning this turns that little driller element. Next we have a little control gauge with a light. Connects right there on the front. We have 6 of these red wheels. And these little tank treads go across. And last but not least, don't shoot your eye out, kids. Don't shoot your eye out. We have a couple flick fire missiles. There and there. There. There we go. There is our little driller vehicle that Bane drives in, drills to the ground, and you can see when you roll it on the ground, all those functions that we already built turns that driller element right on the front. So when you look at this, you'll say, I know how that works, because you just saw it all. All right, so that's going to be it for part 1 of the Batcave. We're going to go ahead and do part 2 in the next video. Don't forget to miss it. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of these cool build videos. That's what we do on the Hidden Brick. We build Lego sets just for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.